Hello everyone, welcome to Data Live, Season 5, Episode 6.
アイザック・ウエストコット。お前は一体何なんだ
Judging from the title of this one, I'm guessing we're gonna get some more backstory
何
on
の目的でこんなことを続けるんだ
him and Elliot and Ellen, which actually would be kind of nice because I have a lot of confusion about what's going on.
自分がどんな人間かを自覚した。母親の死、優しかった母が死んでしまった私は悲しんだ。それ以上の恍惚を私は感じていた。その場に満ちる悲哀と絶望、それが私に興奮と喜びをもたら
That's kind of an odd thing.
どうやら自分の感覚は他の人間とは違うらしい。
Yeah, definitely not a normal
それ
person.
を他人に知られることのない注意して生活している。たとえどんなに親しい友人たちであっても。
Guessing that's gonna play a role in whatever is about to happen. Maybe that's why Isaac and the others ended up Isaac and Ellie separated, and Ellen's stuck with him. I still don't understand if they're human with special abilities, or are they something special? Young Ellen is really cute. Okay, so magic is a thing then. Okay, so I guess Ike is a nickname then. Or he changed his name. One of the two, I'm guessing. I wonder if their training together is what got Ellen so devoted to him. And it still doesn't really answer if that's a specific race, or are they just humans? Are they humans with like a special ability?
そしてエレンの妹のカレン。
Just so it might even be a thing with like maybe a gun or something involved. Suddenly like switching the balance. Still seems odd that they could keep to themselves that well. You would think something like magic would become known. I mean, we knew that was coming, but it is sad. So I guess he's not doing a good job hiding his feelings. Oh. Yeah, he's not even really trying to hide it. I guess lucky no one's looking. So is he doing all the stuff he's doing in the present pretty much just for pleasure then, essentially? So I guess they must be different race, or at least maybe an evolution. It's not something that they could just teach, it sounds like. I'm still curious what caused that, because I actually thought Ike might have been behind the situation, but it seems like he wasn't. I mean, they must have some power if two somewhat old but not that old boys and two younger girls can do something like that. Of course, this must be a long-term thing that they're planning. The way that's in quotes makes me think he might have been behind it, or at least influenced things. And if they were a race and not just something you could teach to a normal person, you would think there'd be more than just a village of them. Unless there's more in another part of the world. Or they're like how some places do elves, where they live a long time but they don't really reproduce much. Oh, so they created spirits entirely then? So is this gonna be Mio? Oh yeah, it sounds like Mio from how he's describing it. Huh. But does this mean that Mio's powers would theoretically be useless if she were to go to another planet? Or is it just the size of it that he's referring to? I mean, I guess that doesn't really matter. It's not like space travel to that extent is part of this series, as far as I know, at least. Well, that's neat looking. I wonder if magic's gonna become a bigger part of this story then going forward. So that introduces a rather interesting dynamic, potentially. Oh, so this is, I guess, the origin of spatial quakes then. I wonder if this the one that was... oh yeah, it must be the one that was documented. Whoa, that's so big. I didn't realize the first spatial quake was that massive. Although I don't know if they ever actually talked about the size of it. I mean, that looks like... I mean, the way it was shown on the planet there, it looked like that would wipe out an entire country. Also, it is how Mia was born. I would have thought she would have been like a real person that got experimented on. I didn't realize that they just created her with magic. It's kind of crazy to think about. It does make me wonder why she has human emotions and stuff. You wouldn't think someone like that would have emotions. You'd think it'd be more like what you'd expect of maybe like an AI sort of existence.
高宮真司だった時に私に殺されたことでも思い出してくれた。てめえ！図星のようだね。姿を現したことから推測
So he was Shinji back then?
非常に素晴らしい力だ。デウスが現れてくれたことは喜ばしいが、彼女の力を取り込むことは不可能だろう。
Oh, so he's actually trying to absorb her power. I thought maybe he's trying to use her. Okay, so this was another thing I was wondering about. He is after Shido's power. I wasn't sure if he's just trying to kill Shido. Ooh. I'm guessing he probably doesn't have Zafkiel anymore. Not that he had much of it to begin with, but I think what was it, one bullet or maybe two that he had originally? Well, not originally, but previously, I should say. Well, she mentioned magic, so it does start to seem like magic is going to be a bigger thing. Oh, so those things on her back are, I guess, related to the spirits, then? The crystals that she gave out to them? I didn't even think about something like that. It'll explain why she has one since she has Kurumi's. But yeah, this does make it seem obvious that she's gonna end up taking them all out, and then Shido will probably be the one to save them, or at least stop her. Oh, at first I thought that was Mia's warp. It should be a pretty interesting battle at the very least. Oh yeah, Mano doesn't remember yet. Well, it doesn't seem like she's too concerned. Oh, so she doesn't know about Ike yet. I guess that makes sense, because if she did know about Ike, she'd probably go over there and take him out instantly. Oh, so Elliot won the exchange, it looks like. Yeah, I guess it must be magic then that he used to make himself appear young. And what Ellen's probably been using. I guess Ike too, probably, because I mean, he doesn't really look that old either. It's hard to tell with the pure white hair. But yeah, I didn't think he would actually kill her.
敵を無力化するのは当然のことだろう。なぜ私を殺さないのですか？敗者が勝者に命令すんな、バカ。バカとは何ですか、バカとは。ふざけるのも大概に。ふざけてなんかいねえよ。殺す。
And you wouldn't think it would be a surprise that he wouldn't want to kill her. Although I guess we don't know the full extent of the falling out they had. If I knew if it was bad, you wouldn't think he'd want to kill a childhood friend. Oh. So I guess she must always feel competitive with him. Oh, well, I wasn't expecting it to be that way. I do wonder why Karen went with him then and not Ellen. Or, I mean, both of them. Oh. So I guess he can't sustain that then. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, we didn't really get to see much from Elliot. I wonder with this if maybe Ellen will sort of take his place. Ooh, such a pretty spell. Although it's gonna be devastating, I'm sure. It looks almost like they're in a spatial quake. Oh.
私はその確たるアインソフの一部をここに召喚し、私を中心としたこの一体、臨界と化している。アインソフトやら、いかなる力を持つのかは知らない。止めてしまえば問題なく。
I wonder if she could. I could kind of get that, but she said it was just a membrane between the worlds, so you wouldn't think it would be that hard to do. Oh. Well, she is essentially a goddess, it seems. Although, for someone created like that, you wouldn't think she would actually have that much power. It makes me even more curious about how magic works. Because it does seem like it was intended that Ike and the others created her to use her power. But why did they have to create her in the first place? I was kind of surprised if she doesn't really want to hurt Mana, that she doesn't just remove her from this world, though. Because that should be within her power, and it sounds like she wouldn't be able to get back. So now they both have their memories back. Oh, okay, so I guess that is what she did. It didn't seem like she had any actual hostility towards Mana. Oh, so she can just control their abilities here. And I guess if you can rewrite the laws of the world, that makes sense. I'm kind of glad they're not drawing out this too much. Just because there are so many spirits that it could, in some cases, take up way more time than it really should. I'm kind of curious what she's going to do about Coterie. Oh, it's over already. Well, it's really quick and sudden, but I guess just the nature of this part, it's not going to be something that they can really have a good ending for with the normal episode length. Now, I am curious if they're going to end up having it so that all the spirits are defeated and Mio absorbs all of theirs, or is there going to be one or two maybe that remain before Shido or whoever ends up stopping them stops them? Because I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be like the end of it where Mio attacks them, Shido like rescues them, but they're no longer spirits or something like that. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more to this than something like that. It was interesting to see some of the backstory of the Magi and what was going on with them, but it still didn't really answer a lot of questions on like who they really are. It was interesting to see Mio's creation, though. But then again, it's also hard to imagine that 4 people could create someone that powerful, and that wouldn't have been done already. You would think if there was like a whole village of people like them, that something like that at some point would have been at least attempted, which maybe that will be something that happens in the future. Maybe there is another person on Mio's level that's out there. And I wonder if we're going to see whatever happened that split up the group of Magi, why Elliot and Karen and even Ellen not fully agreeing with Ike and his plan, because we know they used to work together even after the summon. So I wonder what event it was that got Elliot to separate, and even why Karen went with him but not Ellen. Like, why did he choose Karen? Although since it looks like Elliot's not going to be sticking around, I wonder if we're going to actually get answers to that or not. It might be one of those things that they just leave open. Yeah, I think we're in for like 1 or 2 really crazy episodes as Mio goes on her little rampage, and then whatever happens to set things, I don't know if you'd say back to normal or right or however, but whatever moves us forward. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.